Right then, now here for my Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. 3 full card predictions and breakdowns now for you guys. Let's get right into it, starting with Ramla Ali returning to fight Leela Fetardo. I think that this is Ramla Ali should win, to be honest with you. Fetardo's more experienced than her. That's why they've stuck Ali in there with Fetardo, though. You know, it's someone to stick her in there with who's more experienced than her, as Ali is coming off a loss. And yeah, it probably is the right thing to do, in my opinion. I feel like it is right to put her on the card. I don't see why not. Yeah, I feel like she can bring attention from a British audience. Yeah, it should be interesting, in my opinion. Ali will win a UD. I don't really see Fetardo causing her any problems whatsoever. It should be fairly comfortable. But, you know, the thing that I do respect about Ali is that she has taken a lot of risks so far in her career. And I feel like she needs this kind of runabout before she can try and build her way back up to try and get another world title fight again. But yeah, Ali should win this comfortably, in my opinion. Unanimous decision. There's going to be a lot of those on this card. Anyway, next up we've got Shantel Cameron versus Jessica Camara. I think that Shantel Cameron's going to win this comfortably. I think Shantel Cameron's going to win a unanimous decision here again. Could she get a late stoppage? I mean, I wouldn't rule that out, but the safest thing to do with a women's fight is to go via decision. And that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say Cameron wins. Camara is mostly known off, you know, that technical draw against Caroline Dubois, even though in that first round she was getting absolutely battered around the ring. But yeah, ended in the second round, so it had to be a technical draw. It was unfair on Dubois, but they're the rules at the end of the day. Shantel Cameron should win this comfortably. Camara's just going to be walking into shots all night. I don't think Cameron's as ferocious as Caroline Dubois. I just feel like she's a good boxer at range, got a good jab behind her, which Camara's going to absolutely hate, to be honest with you. Yeah, she's got a very good ferocious jab, in my opinion, Shantel Cameron. It is very good. I think she's probably got one of the best jabs in women's boxing. Yeah, I feel like the fight would be dominated behind the lead hand of Cameron. She does follow up with some nasty backhands, though, and does have some decent power, but I don't think she's going to stop Camara. She could. I'm not going to rule it out, but I am going to go with a Shantel Cameron decision. Either way, levels will be shown in this fight. Okay. Anyway, then we get to Shanka Johnson versus Sharetta Metcalf. I think that Shanka Johnson, hopefully I'm saying that name right, is going to win this fight. Metcalf's going to be a bit too basic for Johnson, in my opinion. Johnson defends pretty well. And I think is good at putting her shots together well, to be honest with you. Decent at coming back, taking shots on the gloves, then coming back, putting her shots together well. I think, yeah, Johnson moves around the ring quite well. I feel like, again, Metcalf's going to be too basic for her, to be honest with you. And I feel like Johnson's going to be able to pick her off. Win a unanimous decision here. That's what I'm going with. You never know. Metcalf is going to try and take the fight to Johnson 100%. She's going to look to try and pressure her. But I think Johnson will be able to control her fairly comfortably in this fight, again, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I'm going with Johnson. I'm going to say she wins a unanimous decision. Then we get to an interesting fight, though. This is actually a good fight. Ellie Scottney versus Mardo. Yeah, this is an interesting fight, in my opinion. Mardo's good. She's coming off that win over Ramla Ali as well. I think Mardo cuts off the ring very well. I think Mardo is very good at controlling the pace. But again, Ellie Scottney is very good, though. Very quick on her feet, getting in and out of that. Again, a lot of these British women have that amateur style where they're very good at blitzing in and out, resetting, get those combos in, blitz in and out, in and out, in and out. Ellie Scottney is like that. Mardo's good at setting traps, in my opinion, but I'm going to go with an Ellie Scottney win. I'm going to say Scottney wins a Split decision. I feel like it's going to be close as well, actually. Meccano's going to get success, and I feel like Meccano's going to be landing the biggest shots. I think this is actually an intriguing fight, to be honest with you. I feel like this could be a good fight. Scottney's going to be in and out of there. She's going to get caught, and she's going to be caused problems here. It does make you think at some point, though, it is going to catch up to Scottney, and that could be in this fight. But I'm going to go with an Ellie Scottney win. I'm going to go with a Scottney win. I'm unsure, though. But I'm going to say Scottney. But Mardo could easily take this one, in my opinion. She could definitely take it. But I think Scottney's just going to do that much. And I feel like Scottney's going to be able just to keep that little bit of a quicker pace up during, the 2-minute rounds. Of course, I feel like Scottney's going to be able to keep up the pace better. And I feel like Scottney's just going to be that bit busier while Mardo's just going to be focused on trying to, catch Scottney onto a big shot and then try and get her work going off that. But Scottney, she's going to be throwing a lot. There's going to be a lot coming from her, and I feel like she's going to do just that much, bit more. But Meccano's going to catch her with some big shots, which could be convincing to the judges. Either way, it's going to be a good fight, and it's one that could go either way, but I'm edging it to Scottney. Anyway, next up we go to Savannah Marshall versus Shadesa Green. Again, this is actually a good fight as well, to be honest with you. This is a good fight. Two hard-hitting women going at it. Yeah, I can't go against Savannah Marshall. I think Savannah Marshall's going to win. Green gets hit too much. For my liking. She's very tough, though, and she's always coming forward, Green, and she's very good at shutting down the range, fighting on the inside, letting her shots go, good at mid-range as well. But Savannah Marshall's very awkward. But the one thing that could affect her a bit in this fight is her being inactive for 2 years. She hasn't fought in 2 years now, just over that. That could play an effect here. But again, she's been doing MMA and all that. She, in the PFL. She's been keeping active overall. But I think Savannah Marshall will win. I think Marshall... Could she put Green down here? I'm going to go with decision, Savannah Marshall win. There's got to be... Nah. I'm going to say a late stoppage, Savannah Marshall. I'm just going to go with a late stoppage. I keep going decision. I'm not going to be bored. I'm going to say Savannah Marshall gets a late stoppage here over Green. Green just walks onto too much and Green gets hit too much. So Savannah Marshall's going to get a stoppage win. She could get success, but Marshall's movements are just going to be too awkward for her. She's got that kind of gypsy style, awkward style. Marshall's going to catch her with a big right hand and be able to put her out of there, in my opinion. Even if Marshall doesn't stop her, I'm going with a stoppage. So if she doesn't, she will drop Green. Green just receives way too many shots. I feel like Marshall could be smart, take a few steps back, and then control some of the exchanges that they have at range. And that, of course, puts that in the favor of Savannah Marshall. So I think Marshall's going to get a late stoppage. I'm going to say around 8 or 9. It could be interesting. It could go to points, but no, I'm pretty sure Marshall can win. Green's good, hits hard, but she takes too many shots for my liking. Anyway, we're then going to our main event, Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano 3. Will it be a third time lucky for Amanda Serrano? Even though, to be honest with you, I think Serrano won both of the two previous fights. Look, though, the first one was very close. You can have it both ways. Fair enough. I think Serrano nicked it though. Second fight, the Netflix stream was lagging a lot, but from what a lot of us saw, about 97% of us saw that Amanda Serrano won the fight and was robbed. I think Serrano's going to win here, and I think she's got to win, if I'm being honest. I feel like she's got to win. They're not going to give it to her. I feel like just all the vocal, everything was going on about, Serrano was robbed last time out. She's been outdone by the last 2 times, all that. I think it's going to play a bit of a factor here, and I feel like Serrano's going to win. It could be slightly rigged in her favor. You never know. She could be 2 rounds up on the judges' scorecards before we even start this time round. I know it was an MVP show last time and Taylor got the nod. But with everything going on about people complaining, Serrano got robbed, all that backlash out of it, especially after that second fight, I think Amanda Serrano is going to get given the decision and will probably be slightly up on the scorecards before the fight even starts. No matter what, though, it's going to be a great fight. They're going to share another very good 10 rounds with each other, of course. You never know. Serrano might actually want to go for the stoppage this time round, but there's just not a lot of time to do that in those 2-minute rounds. But Serrano does hit hard. She has got 30-something knockouts, Serrano. Like, she has got power. I mean, it is against lower-level opposition, though. But, and again, though, I think Serrano will do enough to win this time anyway, though. Even with all that said, her being 2 rounds up on the scorecards before it starts, I feel like she'll do enough anyway. She's got to. She's got to. She's got to keep the fight more at range a bit more, in my opinion, and just try and get her timing better as well. That's what Serrano's got to do. Try and time Taylor a bit better, just to be that bit more convincing. That's what I think. Because I feel like a lot of the time she was trading with Taylor. A lot of times she was getting better with her, though. But a lot of judges like to favour that amateur style that Taylor's got, though. That's the thing. Serrano just needs to get that timing better. That's what I think she will do this time round. I feel like she will get the nod no matter what anyway, though. So, yeah. They're my predictions for this card. Should be interesting. Fair play to Jake Paul for actually putting it on, to be honest with you. And to Most Valuable Promotions and to Netflix for putting this on. It's the biggest night in women's boxing ever, if we're being honest with you, by far, on Netflix, worldwide stage. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Anyway, thank you for watching. Speak to you all in a bit.